Hey everyone, it's Michael Groff here to talk to you about your roof. With an active monsoon season expected this year, you need a name you can trust, and that's why you should call Blackstone Roofing Group for all of your roofing needs. Call for your free inspection today. Big or small, they do it all. Tile, shingle, or flat roofing, they can help, offering free inspections and more. Roofing made easy. Call 602-536-9363 or visit blackstoneroofinggroup.com to schedule your free inspection today. And if you tell them Michael Groff sent you, they'll take $500 off the price of your roof replacement. Again, that's 602-536-9363 or blackstoneroofinggroup.com. It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Thursday, the 19th of June. I'm Michael Groff. I hope you're ready because today will be the hottest temperatures we have seen so far this year here in the South Central deserts, including Phoenix. That's the bad news. The good news is temperatures are going to trend down as we head into the weekend. In fact, by Sunday and Monday, daytime highs may actually be below average. Now, on top of all of that, some other interesting features in this forecast. We will see some moisture pulled northward across parts of the southwestern United States. Does that mean some showers and thunderstorms could be in the forecast over portions of Arizona? Here in the south central deserts, including Phoenix, when might we start to see that monsoon creeping in? Of course, those are the usual questions we ask this time of year. Let's see if we can find some answers as we dive on in and discuss. First, the almanac from yesterday, 114 degrees was the afternoon high, 83 was the morning low, 105 and 79 are the averages for this time of year, luckily just shy of that record high of 117. Outside now, just before 10 o'clock, it is already cooking out there, 100 degrees at Sky Harbor Airport, dew points at 40, humidity 12%, the winds are light, the barometer 29.78 inches, and steady. Satellite picture out here across the west, and it's just the same old story, just a different day. You got high pressure sitting right on top of us, and those upper heights are around 594 decameters, and that means it is just sizzling hot out there today. Not a cloud in the sky across most of the western United States, but again, good news is this pattern is going to start to change. We'll see something a little bit unusual for this time of year by this weekend. Now, in the interim, of course, we've got those extreme heat warnings in effect here for the south central deserts, including Phoenix, Gila Bend, Casa Grande, all the way down to Tucson. And of course, that's in effect until 8 p.m. Friday. Elsewhere, we've also got extreme heat warnings for the Las Vegas Valley, the adjacent areas of northwest Arizona, southeast California, heat advisories north of that over portions of the Great Basin and Utah, and red flag warnings. And those are issued for the prospect, the dangers of wildfires. The potential is there. Of course, you've got these above average temperatures. You've got the low humidity. You've got some breezes that'll start to pick up, especially tomorrow and into the weekend north of us. And so the stage is set. The ingredients are there for the potential of fires. That's always a concern out here in the West throughout the summer, really throughout the entire year, but especially this time of year. Now, it's not just the Southwest or the Western United States that's cooking. We've also got the extreme heat watches now posted for parts of the upper Midwest, parts of Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, including the Twin Cities. Temperatures this weekend will be sizzling, well up in the 90s, and with those high dew points, you can expect heat index values well over 100 degrees. Convective outlook for today, the enhanced risk of severe storms, level 3 out of 5 for the middle Atlantic coast. The broader severe weather risk extends from the Gulf Coast all the way up into Maine. Another slight risk, level 2 out of 5 for severe storms, and to include places like Minot, Grand Forks, Fargo, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and even a risk of severe storms across parts of the northern Rockies, the Intermountain West, and out through the plains. Of course, in Arizona, it's quiet. The tropics and the East Pacific, we've got Hurricane Eric still on the board. Top winds at 85 miles per hour. It's making landfall in southern Mexico, bringing plenty of strong winds and heavy rain, but this will be fizzling out. Here's the interesting part of this feature, though. It's not that there's a hurricane down there. It could have at least minor implications on our weather in so much as some of that moisture may start to get pulled northward toward the southwest United States. The exact extent of that is still uncertain, but we could at least see some showers and storms over parts of West Texas, New Mexico, and maybe into parts of southeast Arizona. We'll get into that in more detail in modeling in just a moment. Here's the precipitation outlook, valid through Thursday morning of next week, issued by the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, across southeast and east central Arizona, the extreme southeastern corner and eastern portion of the state, we might see rain amounts exceeding 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. And each time this graphic is posted, that the western extent of that rain gets pushed just ever so slightly further to the west. It's possible, at least according to modeling now, we might even see a little bit of rain into the Tucson area, maybe up into southern Gila County. We'll have to see early next week, but we'll figure it all out. There's certainly a lot of questions. The big story is going to be those cooler temperatures. We'll talk about how cool it gets as we get into the modeling right now, see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run, and this is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Start as always with that upper chart at 500 millibars. This is about 18,000 feet off the ground. And there's the system that's going to bring the big changes about here in the West. It's off of the west coast of Canada and the Pacific Northwest. But here for today, we've got high pressure in control here over the southwestern United States. And so down at the surface, sunny, very hot, highs 112 to 116. All right, latest national blend of models guidance actually has us at 117 this afternoon. Either way, 116, 117, the story's the same. Very hot. Be careful if you're out and about today, especially in the peak of daytime heating. Even for us seasoned Phoenicians, those of you that have lived here for years, or if you're like me, you've been here for decades, the heat can still get you. All right, there's no such thing as being completely used to the heat. Your body can only withstand so much. Stay hydrated. I tell you this at the end of every video. Stay cool, stay hydrated if you're going to be out and about today. All right, so 112 to 116 here in Phoenix. Even up in the high country, Flagstaff, the Grand Canyon, well up in the 80s to near 90 degrees. So it's going to be hard to find much relief from the heat. For tonight, clear sky, lows in the 70s in the cooler pockets, but mostly low to mid 80s in the urban core. Now, here comes the good news. Tomorrow, the weather pattern is in transition. We've got a trough that's going to slowly be digging in over the Pacific Northwest. And the heights are going to start to come down here over the southwest. So, yes, it's still going to be hot tomorrow. Highs 106 to 110, but at least not quite the dangerous heat that we're seeing today. And then over the weekend, we'll take off several more degrees from the afternoon highs. 102 to 106 on Saturday. The sky is sunny. The air is dry, but at least a little bit of a breeze picking up, especially across northern Arizona. And look, we've got rain across the Pacific Northwest and some higher elevation snow possible, maybe over the Cascades and the mountains of western Idaho. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty anomalous trough for this time of year. It's bringing the colder temperatures, no doubt about that. Afternoon highs up in the Great Basin in the Pacific Northwest could be as much as 20 degrees below normal, not below zero, below average. Wishful thinking, right? All right. So then let's keep going. This is Sunday. And this could be the coolest day, if you will, of our forecast period, with highs here in Phoenix only in the upper 90s to about 102. And yes, that is a few degrees below where we ought to be for this time of year. The other interesting aspect to this system as it continues to dig in over the west is that we will see more of a south-southwesterly flow picking up and some deeper moisture, some of that in association with the remnants of our hurricane down there. Going to get pulled northward across New Mexico, maybe parts of West Texas, and maybe the southeastern corner of Arizona. Now, that real deep moisture may not arrive until sometime early next week, but we see signs of at least a few showers and storms for northern Mexico and the southeastern part of our state, so we'll watch for that too. But of course, here in Phoenix, we stay dry. Here's Monday, highs 99 to 103, and that's still a little bit below average, so we're going to enjoy that reprieve. Here's Tuesday, and what we're going to start to see as we go into next week is an interesting setup, kind of a battleground between the drier air to the north and west of us and much deeper tropical moisture to the south and east, that monsoonal moisture. And the kind of the dividing line between where that is going to sort of wobble back and forth, but really kind of on a line from northwest Mexico through southeast Arizona up into New Mexico. The exact western extent of that moisture gradient is still a little uncertain. At this point, I would say it stays well to the east of us here in Phoenix, but could get as far west as perhaps the Tucson area up into maybe southern Gila County. So there might be an isolated shower or storm over toward Globe and down toward Tucson, and better chances some scattered showers and storms in the southeastern and east central mountains of the state, the White Mountains, and down, of course, toward Tucson and Douglas, Bisbee, Sierra Vista, those areas. We'll watch for that. All right, and high temperatures on Tuesday here in Phoenix, maybe creeping up another degree or two. Highs about 101 to 105 on Wednesday. But again, we'll keep the forecast dry, but the moisture really isn't that far away from us. The only problem is that this trough is going to be weakening, but the flow aloft just isn't going to turn out of the southeast. And if we could get that southeasterly flow going, we could really pull this moisture in, but not quite yet. Let's keep going. This is a week from today, Thursday the 26th. And the lack of a discernible, strong ridge of high pressure will continue, and that's going to result in temperatures staying pretty close to seasonal averages. Highs anywhere from about 102 to 106. And the monsoon moisture is down there. It is, again, it's not far from us. It'll get up into southeast Arizona, the east central portion of the state, and across New Mexico and northern Mexico. So it's there. It is primed, just waiting to be pulled northward. But that's not really in the cards. We have the westerlies not far to the north of us, and these little ripples in the flow could provide some interesting dynamics for us too. And any one of those systems might help to pull a little moisture further to the north and west. Kind of an unusual setup here for late June, quite candidly, but nothing that looks overly favorable for bringing rainfall in here. Nevertheless, an interesting pattern. We're going to keep an eye on it. This is Friday, the 27th. And again, it's the same setup. There's a weak ridge that'll be around, weak for this time of year. But for the most part, again, the moisture just sits just to the south and east of us, that drier air to the north and west of us. The westerlies are north of here, but again, weak disturbances kind of brushing by could help to enhance a shower or storm over the eastern mountains. Let's go out 10 days. This is Saturday, the 28th. Again, we're still looking relatively dry, but that moisture remains close by. And now it looks like a ridge is going to start to build over western New Mexico and maybe the eastern border of our state. And if this is right, and I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but if this is right, temperatures will warm up. Okay, we'll see highs getting back toward 105 to 110, but the flow aloft turns more south-southeasterly, and some moisture will start to move a little bit closer to us if this is right out at 10 days. But again, I stress, this is 10 days out. Things could change, but model guidance has been certainly more bullish on pushing moisture closer and closer to us with each successive run. So a lot of our deterministic models and some of our ensemble guidance, particularly in the GFS suite, really want to pull that moisture in here eventually toward 10 days and just beyond that. So this is maybe the beginnings of our monsoon really starting to get going here. Little early to tell, but it's encouraging. Here's rainfall for Phoenix. This goes out through the 4th of July. It's off of the GFS ensemble. The mean, well, not quite as high as yesterday, but still up there at about a tenth, a little over a tenth of an inch. And you got quite a few of the members indicating some precipitation out, maybe even before 10 days, but at and beyond 10 days looks more likely. European ensemble kind of throwing the cold water and all of that. Not many of the members indicating precipitation. The ensemble mean well under a tenth of an inch. And temperatures off the national blend of models, 117 for today is what it's got for us. But again, whether it's 116 or 117, what difference does it make? It's cooler tomorrow, and especially Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We'll see highs getting below average, especially by Sunday. And again, maybe some spots stay in the upper 90s over the south central deserts, the higher deserts. That'd be nice. And those overnight lows will back off at least a little bit. And then in the cooler pockets, especially away from the urban core, we might see lows dipping into the upper 60s. And for late June in Phoenix, you'll take that every day that ends in Y. Now, ultimately, temperatures will start to come back up late next week and into the following weekend, but that could be a sign that that subtropical ridge is getting established closer to the four corners and starting to bring that moisture up our way. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really enjoy what we do here, you want to support the channel, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make that monetary contribution to us, or even better than that, donate via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. Our Venmo is also linked up down in the description. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, maybe Adriana related. It's all linked up down in the description, so give that a look and a listen. Also, our streaming station available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun with that. So, again, I suggest you give that a listen as well. All of it linked up down below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. And again, as I always tell you, please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. So important to do that, especially on a day like today. Watch those children around the swimming pools and have yourselves as best you can, a delightful rest of your Thursday. Stay cool out there, everybody.